live from 12 Studios. This is News 12 at 10.
All eyes on the race for governor's mansion in the Sooner State between incumbent Kevin Stitt and challenger Joy Hoffmeister. The latest numbers. A similar story south of the Red River. Governor Greg Abbott is looking to hold off Beto O'Rourke and win another term. How that race is shaping up. And a new U.S. Senator and a new Congressman for many in Oklahoma tonight, both with Texoma ties. The new faces who will represent you in Washington. Welcome to this special election night edition of News 12 at 10. I'm Brenda Teal. After weeks of attack ads and a tightening race in Oklahoma, they have decided on a new governor. Well, actually a familiar face. Kevin Stitt will win another term. Let's go straight to the numbers. His challenger, Joy Hoffmeister, switched parties to run against him. But Kevin Stitt, the race has been called with 95% of the votes counted. 56% of the votes going to Kevin Stitt. We want to go right now to McAllen, Texas, where the returning incumbent governor of Texas is about to take the stage. As soon as Governor Greg Abbott does that, we will go to him live. He has defeated Beto O'Rourke. O'Rourke challenging him, and it was a really slim margin going into the race, but it looks like that Greg Abbott is victorious. 63% of the votes counted now. He will get a third term. 55% of the voters in Texas saying yes, they want to give Greg Abbott 4 more years to lead the state from the Capitol in Austin. And Beto O'Rourke, again, another defeat for him. This is his third in as many election cycles. So 2017, he ran. Also, Beto O'Rourke ran for the Democratic primary. But let's go to Greg Abbott right now in McAllen.
Important person to me, and that is the fabulous First Lady of the great state of Texas, my wife, Cecilia Abbott. And we're so proud to have a young lady that we admire more than any other young lady in the world, and that's our wonderful daughter, Audrey Abbott. And I want to thank all of the volunteers, all of our supporters, and my fellow Texans for making this victory night possible. Thank you all. So let's go back. We started this campaign in South Texas. We celebrated my primary victory in South Texas. Tonight, we return to South Texas to celebrate my re-election for you being your governor for 4 more years.
Very jubilant Governor Greg Abbott keeping his seat in Austin, representing the state for another 4 years. And also in Oklahoma, we want to hear from Governor Kevin Stitt. This race has been called just in the last hour. The Republican grew up in Norman and worked in finance in Tulsa before politics, and he is winning a second 4-year term tonight. Recent polls showed Democrat Joy Hoffmeister neck and neck with Stitt after the two sparred on how to handle the pandemic in Oklahoma public schools while she was a state superintendent. But as you can see, the Associated Press has called this one for Stitt, winning 56% of the vote. And here's what he told supporters tonight.
The American dream is alive and well in the great state of Oklahoma. Oklahomans stated loud and clear today that they are proud of how far we've come. Even with upwards of $50 million in dark money, Oklahomans, they knew the truth tonight.
And Stitt is a fourth-generation Oklahoman OSU grad and also an entrepreneur founding the Gateway Mortgage Company. So congratulations to Governor Stitt, who holds his job. On now to who will represent you in Washington, and a rare vacant Senate seat in the Sooner State drew more than a dozen Republicans alone. The eventual nominee, a name that was known to many in these parts, Markwayne Mullin, southeastern Oklahoma's congressman since 2013. And as expected, Mullin easily wins tonight's general election and will succeed the retiring Jim Inhofe in the United States Senate. And here's what he had to say about his victory.
Guys, this fight is bigger than all of us. We're fighting for the future of our country. We're fighting to make sure that we don't go down this rabbit hole they're trying to lead us down.
And also, U.S. Senate James Lankford getting the nod tonight. 65% of voters casting their ballot with his name on it. He is a senior senator from Oklahoma. And so a win, he gets another 6 years in Washington, D.C. Also, with Texoma ties from 1996 to 2005, he was the program director at Falls Creek Church Camp in Davis. And here's what he had to say.
We also should equally enforce the laws in our country if we're going to do justice. Not some people have some laws and some people have different laws. We all have equal protection under the law.
So with Mullen's victory tonight, his seat in the House up for grabs to represent Oklahoma's 2nd congressional district. This one also drew a lot of Republicans in the primary. Former Colgate State Senator Josh Burkeen prevailed, and as expected, he wins tonight's general election. So let's take a look at the numbers for Burkeen. 72% of voters said yes to Burkeen. 99% of the votes counted in that area. So he'll head to Washington, D.C. Our Caroline Cluess is standing by with the new congressman-elect.
Hey, I'm here in Durant with Texoma native Josh Burkeen, and the numbers just came in. You are the new District 6 representative for the U.S. House. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, I'm feeling great. To have the voters of Congressional District number 2 to cast their ballot and to to have such a high propensity of a win, it's very exciting. I am humbled.
Absolutely. And now there hasn't been a representative from the Texoma area in quite some time. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think it's about principle. It's not about the area of the state that you're from, and I hope that the people of southeast Oklahoma will know that I'll be here. I live amongst the area. I live in Olney, not too far from Colgate. But I believe that people are aware that it's going to take principle to restore our nation. And hopefully they saw time and time again as we were on the campaign trail, we talked about principle. And we've got to do something about runaway federal spending. The $31 trillion national indebtedness that is stealing liberty from the next generation of Americans. We have to have people that are fixated on making sure our children don't inherit debt and dependency, that they inherit liberty that was handed to us.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. In Durant, Caroline Cluess, News 12.
So congrats to Josh Burkeen. Here's another House race, congressional district in Oklahoma, not vacant. Republican Tom Cole wins an 11th two-year term tonight. He's served as congressman since 2003. Staying in Congress, but moving to Texas and District 4, which includes Grayson, Fannin, and Lamar counties, Congressman Pat Fallon was elected just last year when President Donald Trump appointed Congressman John Ratcliffe director of the National Intelligence Bureau. Tonight, the former state senator looking to win another term in the House, and he easily wins tonight's general election. Lauren Rangel is standing by with the congressman.
I'm with Pat Fallon now. So what are the top things that you want to accomplish when you get back into office?
Well, it's going to be exciting to be in the majority for the first time, in the 2 years that I served in Congress. We need to, number one, secure the border because, if you're not safe, then you're not free. And the Mexican drug cartels are controlling the southern border really de facto right now. So we want to do that first. We're going to stop all these crazy trillion-dollar spending bills that are outside the budgetary process, rein in some fiscal restraints. And we really want to follow the Texas model, which is limited government, low taxes, reasonable regulation. Imagine if we could do that at the federal level, because Texas is succeeding, Florida is succeeding. You can see it with population growth because people a lot of time vote with their feet. California, Illinois, New York, states like that, they're bleeding jobs and opportunity and prosperity to states like, Texas and Florida. So we do not want a California or Texas, and we want to continue with a formula that works, and we should do the same in Washington.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us. In Frisco, Lauren Rangel, News 12.
Turning to some local elections now, beginning with who will be the new commissioner of Bryant County's largest district. And here are the numbers in this one, with Republican Scott Gold defeating Democrat Kevin Carter. Gold beat current District 1 Commissioner Ron Boyer in the primary, and tonight he is elected. We spoke with the commissioner-elect about his victory tonight.
Their biggest complaints are the roads. So one of the things I want to do is start setting up some town hall type meetings to get everyone involved so that everyone can have, their voice heard, but also put together some sort of plan to address these issues, because none of these things are going to happen quickly. And I want to make sure that the more information everyone has, hopefully the better they understand what the process looks like, and to make sure that we keep track of everything and nothing falls through the cracks.
And staying in Bryan County now, where a school bond was also on the ballot, Rock Creek Schools asking voters to approve an $800,000 bond for renovations to the high school and elementary school. It would raise property taxes 5.5%. And there you see the measure not getting the 60% supermajority school bonds need in Oklahoma to pass. To Texas now, with several multi-million-dollar school bonds on the ballot this fall in Fannin County, none bigger than in Bonham, where a $60 million bond failed earlier this year by just one vote. So here are the latest numbers on this one. This time, the measure failing again at the moment. These are the early voting and absentee numbers early. So we will continue to watch this one for you and have updates in the morning. This would fund renovations to the junior high and other campuses, including a band hall and cafeteria. Superintendent Kelly Trompler is standing by with our Kayla Holt.
Right now I'm with Kelly Trompler, the superintendent of Bonham ISD. Kelly, what's your reaction to tonight's results?
First and foremost, I am very excited about the large early voting turnout. In my mind, that means there are a lot of citizens who want their voice heard, and that is really all I could ask for.
Definitely. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Absolutely.
Reporting in Bonham, Kayla Holt, News 12.
All right, thank you, Kayla. In Fannin County now, Trenton ISD asking voters to approve a $56 million bond tonight that would pay for construction of a new high school. In Texas, schools bonds need a simple majority to pass there. There you see the measure passing at the moment. And Prop B for Trenton ISD, a $1.8 million bond for athletic facility improvements. That measure you see also passing at the moment. Only a few votes being counted. And in Leonard, a $39.5 million school bond to build a new elementary and other improvements also passing right now. Again, we will have Fannin County voting, and absentee votes are basically what you're seeing right here. But for all of your election results, make sure that you watch the ticker at the bottom of your screen, or check our website, KXII.com. In March, Bruce Dawsey was elected Grayson County Judge, beating incumbent Bill Majors in the Republican primary. No Democrats ran, so Dawsey has been waiting and watching for months now. And in just a few weeks, he'll take office. Our Lauren Rangel sat down with him about his vision, the issues he'll face, and how he plans to lead Grayson County through unprecedented times.
I want to start with Texas Instruments. It's been a big year for Sherman and Grayson County with the Texas Instruments deal and others coming since its announcement. What do you see as your role as county judge in helping facilitate that growth?
That's a loaded question. You know, with the amount of growth that's coming, the judge, along with the commissioners, will work with the city of Sherman and the outlying cities to help facilitate the growth as best as possible. You know, we're going to have a lot of people that are moving in. Some of those people are going to move into the city of Sherman. Some of those people are going to live in the unincorporated areas of Grayson County. So it's working together to making sure that we have the infrastructure that's necessary, whether it be roads or water and things like that, so that we can make sure that we are prepared when the houses come and the neighborhoods come. But we also want those people to stay in Grayson County when it comes to going out to eat and going shopping or going out for entertainment. We want them to live here, but we also want them to stay here and, spend their money here.
Another thing that we hear a lot from our viewers is the state of the roads in Grayson County, specifically Highway 75. How do you plan to handle this issue, maybe differently than your predecessor? My predecessor has done a good job when it comes to the highways. Unfortunately, with growth and with repairs, you have road closures, and there's really no way around that. The stretch of highway that's being redone right now is going to make a major change for traffic flow through the city of Sherman.
In May, commissioners approved $20 million in funding to expand parts of US 75 from 4 lanes to 6.
It's going to make the roads safer and easier to travel on. And then of course the end goal is to complete it all the way up to the Oklahoma border.
The county is also trying to address its need for jail space with an expansion at its current facility. But the city of Sherman is asking for the jail to be moved to a new location.
We know you don't want to talk about the jail expansion issue. When might we be able to hear your position on that?
Once I'm well versed on it, like I don't know the ins and outs. Like I want to be able to look at the project itself and see why are we choosing to do an expansion versus a new jail at another location. So I want to look at the cost analysis of that, what our long-term projections are going to be. And so once I have an opportunity to look at that, look at the numbers, then I'll be ready to make a comment or commit on one way or the other.
And lastly, have you been in communication with outgoing County Judge Bill Majors? If so, what have you guys talked about, and has he given you any advice?
I've asked him, some of his opinions on what his plans were, what was he hoping to accomplish, because I don't want to necessarily reinvent the wheel. And so I've listened to some of his ideas, and some I've taken and will continue with, and some, we may just go a different direction. But he and I have been talking, and we've met multiple times, and we'll continue to meet up until the first of the year.
Dossie will be sworn in January 1st.
I want to thank the voters for entrusting me with this position.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
News 12 at 10, a look at some local judge races. Plus, we check back in with the final numbers on some of the biggest races on the ballot. So stay with us. Welcome back. Some local judge races to tell you about tonight. Before we go, Republican John Roan wants to be Cook County judge again. Roan left office in 2014 to care for his ailing wife. Now he's ready to take back his old job, and it looks like he will. He beats Democrat Denny Hook tonight. The only contested Grayson County race, also a position on the bench for county court at law number 2. Republican Rick Dunn, the winner in this one. And then the only contested Carter County race is for Associate District Judge, incumbent Thomas Baldwin, facing Ardmore attorney and former police officer Ryan Honeycutt. And there you see Honeycutt takes that one, defeating the incumbent there. For all of tonight's results in every race on your ballot, just check out our website or the free KXII News app.